This is a tutorial of the Patriot mapping feature of the Patriot Research System. The Patriot Research System is a huge database of information. Hundreds of volunteers are inputting data on a daily basis. This database includes member names and lineages and how those link to the Patriot ancestor. Also in the database is information on Patriot records, and this includes their service information, if they were in the military or the civil service, what unit they served in. There is biographies and also grave and burial information. And this is where the mapping feature is located. Patriot mapping is a feature that became available to all SAR members in July. You log on to the National SAR website with your secure account information and then go to the PRS tab at the top and then click on members or volunteers and then navigate to the left side of the screen under member tools and then click on generate Patriot Graves KML file for Google Earth. There are several benefits to Patriot mapping. One is being able to know where your Patriot is buried. Second, there are opportunities for ceremonies and projects for SAR, DAR, or CAR events, cemetery grave maintenance, and also grave protection from roadway projects and encroaching developments. This next map shows the Patriot grave of Captain Matthew McCullers of the Wake County Militia. His grave is located in the path of the NC 540 outer loop where it intersects US 401 just near Wake Technical Community College in Wake County. His grave, however, is going to be protected and not impacted by the roadway project. Now, let's do a map demo. Once we get to the main SAR webpage, we need to check to see if we are logged in or not. If you are logged in, then this yellow button will say log out. If the yellow button says log in, then we will need to click that. You may be prompted to enter in your email address and password. If not, it's bypassed that step and you are ready to go. At the top left of the screen, there's a menu bar, and we want to click on PRS for Patriot Research System. Once we are on the PRS main page, you will also see a menu bar of tabs at the top. The button or tab at the far right will either say volunteers or it will say members. You need to click that. Over on the far left of the screen, there are member tools. And what you want to click is Generate Patriot Grave KML file for Google Earth. And Google Earth will need to be installed on your computer. And there is a link right here that you can click on, and it'll take you straight to Google Earth. And Google Earth Pro desktop is what you need to install if you don't already have it installed. Once we have Google Earth installed and we're ready to generate the map, we will go down to the 3 drop-down menus on the left of the screen. So we're going to pick United States for the country. We're going to pick North Carolina. And now we have to select the county. At this time, there's no way to map the entire state unless you load every individual county. So let's pick Wake County. All right, so we are ready to go. So now we're going to click Generate and Download KML File for Google Earth. I am running Windows 10, so I don't know what your computer will show, but I'm going to click in the bottom left corner of the screen, Open File. So looks like we're off the coast of Brazil. What we need to do is with our cursor manually pan back to the United States. And we're going to zoom in to North Carolina and Wake County. On the left side of the screen, there is a legend, and it may look like this. If it does, what you want to do is click this little black arrow, and that will break out the legend by graves with GPS coordinates, graves without GPS coordinates, and cemeteries. So we can further click these to break them out. So the pins in red are graves without GPS coordinates, and the pins in yellow are graves with GPS coordinates. So let's click on Patriot Walter Rand and see where he's at. We're going to minimize this box, and Patriot Walter Rand is buried in Garner. This is Highway 50 or Benson Road. This is Buffalo Road. This is a church, and the cemetery where he's buried at is located right inside these this grove of trees. You can pan, you can zoom in. Here's other Patriots who are buried. Again, the yellow pins are graves with GPS coordinates, and the pins in red are graves without GPS coordinates. There's a Patriot located here, Ransom Sutherland, and you can see that development has occurred around him. These are townhouses off of Capitol Boulevard, north of Raleigh. And there is a cemetery right back here behind these townhomes. That's where he's buried at. This tutorial will show you how to locate your Patriot's grave if that information is in the PRS system. So from this page, you want to go up to the top left tab called Patriot Search. And on this page, you want to enter in your Patriot's name. And then click Enter. This will open up the Patriots page in the PRS system. From your Patriots page, the tab that you want to click on is Grave Detail. Some Patriot grave locations are unknown, and this information will be blank. If your Patriot's grave location is unknown in the system, but you know where the grave location is, please contact a PRS volunteer and they will get that information logged into the system so it can be mapped. So I can click the cemetery and it will open up Google Maps, not Google Earth. So I don't believe you have to have Google Earth installed for this to work. So clicking the cemetery opens up a Google Map page, and I can click the plus or the minus, zoom in, zoom out buttons. And I guess I got to click that. I can also click this, and this will open up a larger. And again, this is Google Maps, not Google Earth. And I can zoom in to where the Patriot is buried. Under this option, you are only pulling up a map of this particular Patriot's grave location. This is in Bullitt County, Georgia, and no other grave points are displayed on the map. If you want to pull up Google Earth and pull up multiple graves at the same time, then you will need to use the Google Earth option. So let's come out over here and let's make note of the county, Bullock, and Georgia, the state. So at the top menu, you will either go to volunteers or members and click that. You will go over to member tools, generate Patriot Graves KML file, and click that. Now I'm going to enter in Georgia, and the county was Bullock. Hope I pronounced that right. So what this does is this pulls up all the Patriots that are in the system that are buried in Bullitt County, Georgia. So we're going to click that. And I'm going to click Open File. And I'm going to use my cursor and drag and zoom and pan where the pins are located in Georgia. So the previous feature with Google Maps, you're only pulling up one Patriot on the map. Under the Google Earth option, you're pulling up all the pin locations of the Patriots buried in this particular county. So David Alderman, who was shown in the last Google Maps, is located right here. This is west of Statesville, Georgia. So with Google Earth, you can pull up multiple Patriots at the same time, as opposed to just one with the other option.